Closed doors, I'm a fool for your love.
Hey everybody, it's Zach aka Zach Reviews. We are back again with another video, and guys, this of course is gonna be a spoiler review. So if you haven't watched Loki episode 6 called For All Time, go check it out. And yeah, and then come back here and go check out this video, this review on episode 6. But I'm about to straight go into spoilers. I'm gonna probably be all over the place, but in the beginning of this episode, we literally start off with them debating if they want to go inside this big castle. But right in the beginning of the main credits of the Marvel credits, we hear everybody's voiceover of different parts of Marvel sequences throughout the universe. And I knew right away from that this episode was going to change everything. This episode was going to blow our minds. I knew in this episode, I was like, you know what? I was like, please, I was praying, please be Kang. My theory, I wanted it to come true. I was like, please let it not be another Loki, because other people thought it was going to be another Loki, because, we saw Loki in the trailers on the throne, and people were afraid that, oh my god, I feel like Marvel did that just to throw us off. Because, people were looking at, saying, oh, we've seen this in the trailer, so, okay, so what haven't we seen in the trailer yet? And people thought it could have been, King Loki. And I was like, please, dear God, let it not be that. I don't want a whole another power broker thing happening where it was, Sharon Carter and not Thunderbolt Ross. So I was like, please, let it be Kang the Conqueror. So when we get into the castle, we see Miss Minutes pop up, and I kid you not, she scared the crap out of me. I was like, what the heck? She had that creepy look on her face, and pretty much she knew the entire time who was in charge of the TVA. She knew the entire time. And, she said, he's going to give you a choice. He's going to either give you, you guys can live in the same, timelines of, you can be king and you guys can be together and this, and that. And pretty much they weren't there for it. And she's like, you're never, you should have taken the offer or whatever. She said something creepy. And just right away, going into this place, it looked very Eternals-like almost. The way these statues were. There was these big statues that had the gold outlining. And we've been seeing that a lot in the Eternals trailers and stuff. So I'm wondering if any of that is connected in a way. We'll probably know when Eternals comes out, because Eternals comes out literally this November. So I feel like they're setting little Easter eggs, so that way we're going to see, because remember, that was the start of the technology, the Eternals, the start of our universe, so I'm excited to know if any of this tech we've seen before in our universe of Marvel, because this is slate of the beginning of time. So, and apparently when we're getting to the point of finding out who is behind everything, the elevator door opens, and guys, guess who it is? It is sort of like Kang the Conqueror. It's Jonathan Majors, and oh my god, I flipped out. I said, wait a second. I was like, that's Jonathan Majors. I was like, what the frick? I was like, oh my god. I was flipping out. So I love it because he goes through different, he's met different versions of himself. He has talked about that. What is it? I guess the branch war that happened, and he set everything in motion to everything is I think one branch and it's not all separate or whatever. He did that. He did all this. He met different versions of himself, and he's like, I've been called by many names. I've been called a conqueror. I've been called he who remains. I've been called so many things. I think he said jerk at one point or something like that, or Turk. I don't even know exactly what he said, but I was like, oh my god! And he starts going through the history of the branch wars and stuff like that, and said that was real, but it was versions of me, and it was funny because I've got versions of myself that were like, ooh, I like your shoes, I like your hair, and they complimented each other. But then he said there was other versions of me that were a lot darker and that wanted to conquer Earths, and I'm thinking to myself, oh my god. That's Kang the Conqueror. I'm like, the one that wanted to conquer Earth is Kang the Conqueror. I was like, oh my god. I was like, it might not be you, but it is you. I was flipping out. And then I was like, okay, and he was explaining, saying that I know everything. That's why you can't kill me. That's why I'm going everywhere, because I know what you're about to do, because I have one. And she's like, you're doing it because you have a temp pad. He's like, well, yeah, but how would I know all these things? Meaning is like I've been here since the beginning of time in a sense. Like I know these things. I was a scientist. I discovered this technology. Meaning will we maybe get and like what is it, like maybe we'll see an Easter egg to him in Eternals, or maybe will we see him be the scientist in Eternals, because we don't know how far it's going to go. It looks like it's going to go to the modern era. So what if we saw a cameo from him, and that all ties into the earlier days when he did all this stuff? That would be phenomenal. That would be sick, because we're getting all ready to get into Spider-Man and Doctor Strange in the multiverse of madness. And we're getting ready for, Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania, which he is the villain in that, Kang the Conqueror. So, he's explaining, saying, if you, that's why I know all these things, and that's why you can't kill me. Because, I did everything. Yeah, you might think it was cruel, but I did everything so we could, stop the badness from happening. Stop multiversal wars from happening. That's why I did it. I didn't want to do it, but I had to do this. And Sylvie thinks he's lying. Sylvie's so bent out to get revenge. She's letting that cloud her judgment. She just wants revenge. Even though Loki is actually listening, saying, I don't want to believe him, but I think he's right. I think what he's saying is right. Something is wrong. If he I'm a liar. We all are, and we've all done bad things. But I could tell he's telling the truth, and he's trying to stop something even worse from happening. Because there's a point at this where they're trying to debate all this, and he doesn't know what's gonna happen next, because earlier we see Mobius talking to Renslayer, and pretty much he was about to prune her. He's like, you, for a person that says, we were best friends, and you pruned me, and and you sent me to that hell, and you think this was all for a reason, and you think that and you can't grasp that we're all variants, and the TVA aren't the timekeepers aren't real. And she's like, it had to have been real for a reason. There had to been a reason that we were sent here to do what we've been doing, even if it was fake. There had to have been a reason why we're here. And she just wants to believe it. And in a way, Renslayer is right. There has to be a reason why they're doing what they're doing. And it's I wish Loki was able to get to Mobius in time. That's what really annoyed me. So I literally love how she ends up walking out saying, I'm trying to find, I guess she's trying to find the person that, gave her a purpose, or the place of purpose. And next thing you know, I guess before she tries doing that though, Mobius tries going over, hitting her with the pruning stick, but she ends up kicking him across the room, taking the stick, turning it off. And he says, they're gonna believe you. And she's like, what did you do? Meaning, Agent, I think B-15, I think, went to the past where we saw that pen earlier in I think in episode 3, where it says what high school she went to, and people thought she was a teacher. Well, she was a teacher, and B-15 went there to let all the other agents know that, see, look, Renslayer she's a variant. We're in a place where, it's variant stuff. She was a person on Earth, and we took her and all this stuff. You think it's, trying to convince people that this is all fake. It's not real. Look, we're all variants. And pretty much she did, B-15 convinced all of them. But, we get away from that, and we're back to, them trying to, debate. And Loki's trying to tell Sylvie, we can't kill him. And she's just trying to kill him and pretty much throwing Loki out of the way, trying to kill him. Loki's trying to stop her. And, there was a really beautiful moment where he drops his sword and pops up right in front of Jonathan Majors right as she's going slow to kill him, and pops up in front of her saying, she's like, I can't believe you think I would want the throne. What he's asking. That's not what, no, I don't want to be, in charge of the TVA and me have the throne. I would be in charge of the TVA with you. I just want to make sure you're okay, and this, and that. He doesn't care about the throne anymore. Look, this Loki has grown so much. So much so that I feel like this Loki grew more than the Loki that we saw at the end of Infinity War. I feel like he's grown so much, and also he's grown so much from seeing his future self of where things will have went. He's grown so much as a person that he's I just want to make sure you're okay. He doesn't care about anything else except he wants to make sure she's okay, and wants to make sure that she's making the right decision, because this could literally go into madness. Loki believes it could go into madness, and she's she pretty much doesn't care, and ends up saying, that's not me. Throws him through, when it opens a temp pad thing, throws him through into the TVA and shuts it. Moves the desk, and literally, and she's like, you have any last words? And he's like, I'll see you soon. And then pretty much she stabs him. And I'm like, I said to myself, Sylvie, what have you done? What have you done? But they kiss. I skipped that part. They kiss, which I clapped. I was like, yes, oh my god. Yes, he finally told her, like, how he feels. But she just threw him through and didn't even care. She was so bent on hell bent on revenge, and she just didn't care about the love that she had for Loki. I mean, like a different version of herself. She like ignored that, and she was so hell bent on revenge. But she ends up killing the good, I guess the good, like he who remains the best, like Kang, essentially. Like, and I was like, oh my god, you just opened the multiverse madness. You just started it. Oh my god, because we see all of the branches get undone, and they're a big collage. They're all blend together. It's too late, and then we go back and we see in the TVA, they're all past the red line, and it's just branch. I'm like, oh my god, it's happening. The multiverse of madness is happening. It's happening. I was like, oh my god, they finally did it. They actually, they kept building up. They didn't stop and be like, and just like, because like, I love WandaVision, but I was kind of hoping it would have been Mephisto that we were building up to, because it felt like that's what they were doing. I love Falcon and Winter Soldier, but I felt like, the power broker should have been Thunderbolt Ross. I feel like in this, I was like, oh, please let them not. It's building up to Kang the Conqueror. Please let it be Kang the Conqueror. Please let it be Jonathan Majors. I was like, please let it be not another Loki. I would be like, because they build up, and I felt like they dropped down at the last minute. And it makes me feel like this. It made me think at first, I was worried. I'm like, oh my god, is like Marvel movies don't do that. They succeed. They build up to something spectacular. I was like, please let this last episode prove me right and make me prove me wrong into like making me knowing. Because I knew Kang was behind all this. I knew he was behind all this. I was like, please, let it not be a Mephisto situation where it felt like it was doing that and it wasn't that. Please. So I was like, but it finally happened, bro. It finally happened. So we see all these different branches break out. We see the TVA. They're like, they're like for all time, pretty much. And we see Loki just sitting there and sad. And he ends up running, trying to find Mobius and B-15. He ends up finding them. But they don't even know who he is. They don't even know who he is, because everything has collided, and it's no longer that reality as he knows. It's no longer one singular thing they're in anymore. It's all of them are branched together, and the worst possible, which is Kang the Conqueror, is in charge of the TVA, and no one, and like that timeline Loki knew that he lived in is no longer a thing. It is something different now. It's something that he left that time to go to this time, and it's been affected. Because, he wouldn't have been there at the time for that timeline, but Mobius and B-15 would have. So they're like, who are you? Are you like I don't even know, who are you? And we see the big statue of Kang the Conqueror, Jonathan Majors. Guys, I am so happy right now. You don't understand. I am so happy right now. This is probably, like, the first show on Disney Plus that actually, like, build up, and everybody like kind of knew it was Kang the Conqueror and wanted to be Kang the Conqueror, but people had doubts because of WandaVision with Mephisto, a fucking Winter Soldier with Power Broker, and I was like, please, there's no way they can do, there's no way they're not going to do Kang here. They're building, everything points to him. I was like, please let it not be like, please let me be wrong about all the shows not hitting that grasp level like the Marvel movies do. I was like, please prove me wrong, and actually, like, please follow through on my theory, and it did. I'm happy. I'm sold. This is my favorite show on Disney Plus. My favorite show. I don't even know how this is my favorite show. I enjoyed this show so freaking much. I think after that, then I would do Falcon and Winter Soldier and then WandaVision. But I love it, because I'm a big Captain America fan, but I love this show so much. I love it. And at the end credit, it says Loki will return in season 2. We're getting a Loki season 2, guys. And by the looks of what I just saw, I am there for it. If they would have ended with another Loki, I would have been like, I'm not sure. It kind of disappointed me. It was building up to something we all knew of Kang. And I was going to be annoyed if it wasn't Kang. But since it built up the way it did, I want a season 2 so freaking bad. I cannot wait. Yo, Beth. What did you think of this episode?
It was amazing.
Wasn't it good?
My condolences He has between Wanda, Loki, he has his
And
hands full.
Someone says that Loki's going to be in Multiverse of Madness. That's the only thing that makes sense.
I feel like he's
the only one that knows.
He's gonna need Loki and Wanda.
He's the only one that knows who did. He's the only one that knows. He's the only one that met what is it? The He Who Remains. He's the only one that met him.
Yeah, it was great,
and Sylvie too. But I wonder where Sylvie is. That's good. Season 2 might explain that.
Well, Miss Minutes, Tara Strong was great.
Her phenomenal.
Acting was great.
I mean, she played Harley Quinn in the Batman the animated series. Yeah.
Okay, she was great. I loved Sophia DiMartino. She played Sylvie.
Yes.
I thought she was really good.
Killed it.
There wasn't a ton of action in this, but the payoff of this episode was huge. It opened the multiverse. We're ready for No Way Home.
That technology, Kang used, like He Who Remains, that gold goo that looks like what we're seeing in Eternals.
Yeah.
Remember that goo that turned into that stuff, and we saw like the gold and black. We saw a lot of that in Eternals.
I think this was one of the best casts. I mean, Marvel is really great at
great at cast, phenomenal.
It's great at casting
A1
all around, but everyone did such a good job. And I wasn't sure about Owen Wilson because to me he's Owen Wilson, but he fit into that role. Oh my god, he
did what we all thought. Yeah. Like he fits this role so good.
Because usually you imagine him as like a
of course. It's Owen Wilson. Owen Wilson's the GOAT, but like
he's wow.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, ka-chow. Like he's that dude, but
he did the dramatic moments really well.
Oh, he did. Like he did phenomenal. I hope we see more of him in this universe.
Tom Hiddleston's range is always great.
Oh, it's always great.
He is wonderful.
But like he keeps stepping up as Loki. He keeps like he thinks like we think we see like we know he thinks he hit that mark, but like he just showed us in the series he has so much big range, and I already knew he had big range and everything, but like playing Loki, he keeps like going deeper and deeper in the character and like learning more about the character and want to bring something new to the character each time around to really show us that there's more depth to that character, and he does such a great job doing that. I love that. It's always like what you could keep extending with the story of the character.
Yeah, and I will say two more things is that Jonathan Majors was great. He had this menacing...
I was right.
This menacing, manic energy, and that wink at the end when Sylvie drove the knife in, and he was like, see you soon, and then he gave that wink. I was like,
let's go.
No. If that was me, I would have been like, oh my god, first aid? Can someone get me some first aid? I made a mistake.
Didn't I tell you though? I was right about my theory though. I was right.
Yeah.
I was so
I will tell you too that this was one of the most satisfying, best
right moments.
No, it had such a plot twist.
Oh yeah,
when
but like
we saw the statue of Kang. That was the greatest plot twist Marvel has done in a minute.
I mean, think about it. Think about what the shows have done. Like, we all thought it was Mephisto. We all thought it was Thunderbolt Ross as the power broker. But they finally, did it, it's so satisfying to get this right. Oh my god, yes. Also, guys, my theory of, the TVA being in the quantum realm is even more now. Because it's confirmed Kang the Conqueror, he is the lead of the TVA, which makes me feel like he is the main villain in Quantumania, which makes me feel like it's called Quantum Mania. They're going to be in the quantum realm, and he's the villain. So I feel like, and who is in charge of the TVA right now? Kang the Conqueror. So it makes me feel like my theory of the TVA being in the quantum realm and that from that city from Ant-Man and the Wasp, I was correct. I really feel like I got that correct too. I feel like everything is coming together.
The next phase of Marvel is going to be great. This is why I trust Kevin Feige.
Kevin's killing.
He is so consistent.
And Kevin, we trust, bro.
Every phase just keeps getting better. To me, at least. He's very consistent with casting. He's very consistent with upping the stakes, but still keeping it personal. Like Loki's. In the grand scheme of this series, which it's all about time and alternate universes and everything, it still remained a very personal story to Loki.
Yes.
Which I loved because it wasn't for the sake of characters, let's just focus on bam and booms and
exactly.
all that stuff. It still stayed really true to a character story, just with huge
This is the best.
consequences.
This was the best series, I think, on Disney Plus. I love it. I love it so
Great
much.
special effects.
Look, we gotta talk about the score real quick. Did you know this?
Score.
Did you know this when he was telling about the multiversal war? You heard the theme that that theme of the show. Like that dun, 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 dun. You heard that like that dun 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 dun, like, but you heard it like
slowed.
No, it was like almost like it was like this. I'm gonna play it real quick because it was.
No, don't play it. You'll get copyrighted.
All right. But like, there's a thing on TikTok where there's a filter and it plays that music. It's that same music that they played when he was explaining the multiversal war, and like I heard it. It was like quiet, but you could hear it, and like, oh my god, the score in general, best score ever. This is the best score ever.
Yeah, I really liked it.
And the way they play with it, especially when they were in the last episode when they were going through the city of I guess where like at the end of time, and you heard like that dun 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 dun, like that was sick. That was fire.
Yeah, was
like
really good. I'm very excited to watch Easter eggs.
Eternals is gonna be so lit.
Yeah,
I could see multiple
Shang-Chi
like
and Eternals is the one I'm looking for.
Shang-Chi. That's the one I'm like super excited for. I already have so much merch for that movie. I'm excited for that. I'm still again. This makes me a little bit more confident of Spider-Man because Doctor Strange is in Spider-Man. This makes me a lot more confident now that we are definitely getting Toby Andrew. This just confirmed it.
Yeah.
We're definitely getting Toby. We're definitely getting Andrew. I mean, I feel like the other villains kind of confirmed it for us, and the fact Doctor Strange was in that movie that we could be getting Toby and Andrew. But like this now, I have no doubts. I feel like now I know they're in there, but like I think in Eternals we could see a Jonathan Majors like cameo of like maybe him getting that tech because he said I've been here for years.
Eons.
Eon, bro. If I get that, it's another one I got A1 right. I'm on theory like. I'm on that, like, Easter egg theory speculations. Like, I think, like, I'm getting everything connected. I think all my theories might come true. And if that's it, I'm getting, like, a Yahtzee all around. But, like, guys, I'm so happy about this season, this episode. I cannot wait to hear what you guys have to say down in the comments below. Again, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel.
Wait, before we go, Kate Herron, I guess, directed all of this. She was great.
Phenomenal.
She really
everybody that had anything to do with this show, give yourself a pat on the back, round of applause. You guys killed it. Killed it.
And I got a shout out to my writers, Michael Waldron and Eric Martin. Jack Kirby created. Stan Lee created.
Yeah. R.I.P. Stan Lee.
Great writing.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
But guys, again, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, put on those notifications, like this video, join this family here on this channel. We're growing each and every day. I'm trying to get to 400, and you guys can help me do that. So please, yet again, join this family here on this channel. I cannot wait to hear what you guys have to say about episode 6 of Loki, the finale. But I'll see you guys next time. I hope everybody has a great day, a safe day. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.